Peace, peace. Shalom, shalom. Y'all climb on in. Let me know if y'all can hear me good too. I had a couple technical difficulties trying to log in and do my thing. Y'all climb on in. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if everything sound good, if everything is looking good. Y'all know we were supposed to go live yesterday, but I had a gang of packages to do, man. Like, I was up all night doing packages, man. I'm sleepy than a mug, but as soon as I get done up with this live, I'm gonna give me some rest. How y'all doing? Climb in, Lamar Jackson, peace, peace. Courtney Glenn, shalom, shalom. Y'all climb on in. Jay Storm, shalom, shalom. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Hey, look, I wanted to talk about some deep stuff today. It's still got something to do with healing, but I really wanted to take it very deep. According to the healing. Nasi, Mikael, Ben R, my brother, shalom, shalom. Aaron Smith, Lachelle, y'all climbing on in. Master Mitch, y'all climb on in. Queen, how you doing? Peace. TC, y'all climb on in here. Look, we finna talk about some deep stuff today. So what the reason why I named the video this, and what I named it was weak kidneys and adrenal glands passed down by our ancestors. We have to truly start understanding that we are byproducts of our forefathers. We are byproducts of those who came before us. So I want to give y'all an analogy before I truly start this lesson. If a black man is not where he's supposed to be mentally, right? And he's eating unhealthy, he's thinking unhealthy, he evolved himself in unhealthy relationships. He walk around and he move in fear all the time. He walk around and he move afraid of things. And then he meet a woman. He meet this woman. He's a product of his environment, a product of slavery, a product of being an ancestor taken from his home, putting over here on these shores, or was already here, because a lot of us was already in the Americas and in a lot of other countries before the European came in and did what they did. But just imagine a man, right? Your ancestor just beaten, hung, slaved, robbed, spoiled, thrown in the ghettos, never really had nothing nutritional to eat. Watch gruesome things happen before him. All these things play on the biological clock. All these things play on the intellectual mindset of the black man. So he's sick mentally. So then it starts manifesting in his body because he's not eating the right amount of nutrition to sustain his meat suit while he's here in this realm of existence. Then he meet a black woman. She is going through the same thing and is the same byproduct of what's been happening to him. And then they come together and they create a baby. So when the man create a baby, testosterone creates sperm. Sperm goes he ejaculates the sperm inside of his woman. This goes through the endometrium of the woman. It catches on to the fallopian tube, goes up through the ovaries, and then an egg comes, and this one makes a baby. So truly a baby is the byproduct of your cells and the environment that you are in. So let's just do this. An unhealthy black man and an unhealthy black woman creates unhealthy black babies, y'all. Period. So we wondering why there's so many kidney diseases and so much dialysis going on, so much because all diseases are related to the kidneys. You cannot heal any disease without the kidneys, y'all. There is no, I've never seen this in my life. In order to heal anybody, whether I'm talking so-called black people, so-called white people, so-called Hispanic people, in order to truly cleanse the body, you must get the kidneys to filtrate. Now, let's go back to what I was talking about first, so-called black man and black woman, because we are the most sick amongst all the other nations, mentally and physically. And I'm trying to show y'all why. It's because our ancestors was going through the most horrible time ever. And notice around that time in slavery is when they made the most babies. All right. So think about when the world was truly populating. They was making us populate and making us have birth for we can sell our babies off. They can sell our babies and buying and stocking and trading, putting us on the stock market, right? So the most times that we were reproducing, how all of us got here and how we got grandfathers and great grandfathers, that big old spring of production came straight out of slavery. right? Where we're being hung, we're being beat, being castrated, being burnt, being used for fireworks. So imagine how the environment was. Well, your cellular mechanism or your cellular structure actually reacts to the environment that is put in through signals by way of the hypothalamus gland. So that's how your cells are reproduced. Your cells are reproduced, or your cells do certain amounts of behaviors due to the environment it's put in. Well, we were reproducing babies at a large rate, y'all, in the midst of this downtrodden, abusive, violent, deaf culture. So imagine me being in slavery, on a run. My testosterone levels are high. My adrenal glands are pumping because I'm in fight or flight all the time. So I'm constantly pumping adrenochrome. I'm constantly pumping adrenaline. Imagine my heart is not functioning properly because I have to raise my blood pressure to pump this blood to my heart because my system is in fight or flight. My digestive system shut down because I'm not worried about eating, because I'm worried about if I'm going to live tonight or tomorrow. In the midst of that, I'm either getting forced to have sex or I'm laying with my woman to have sex because I got conjugal duties and I love her. And then we birth the baby out of this mind frame. Of course, the sperm is going to be tainted. Of course, the sperm is going to be unhealthy. Of course, the sperm is going to be full of adrenaline and adrenochrome. Of course, the sperm is going to be full of sugars that's going to create diabetes, of course. And then the thing is, out of these things, which I'm going to show y'all, something called a blastocyte is created. And this blastocyte actually breaks down into three things: the ectoderm, the mesoderm, and the endoderm. This is what creates the embryo. Then the embryos creates the fetus. Then the fetus turns into an infant, and that's when you give birth. So literally the cells that your environment or your mind state is inside of your sperm when you ejaculate into your woman is what produces your child. So if you are unhealthy, you have an unhealthy mindset, you have stress in you, and you have a bunch of adrenochrome built up in you, adrenaline built up in you, and you don't have no neuroepinephrine or the happy epinephrine or oxytocin or none of these things, and you're creating babies out of fear inside this fearful environment, then the first thing that's going to be weakened on these babies is what? The kidneys and the adrenals. And if you look at any so-called Negro in America or across the world, guess what they most weakest function is? Everything is strong except when it comes to their kidneys and what? Their adrenal glands. And the reason why is because of our forefathers. We have to remember that the mother and the father give the children his cells, their cells. So we are literally byproducts of our ancestors, y'all. That's where we get our kidneys from. And that's why when you get real deep into studying autonomy, and you get real deep into studying the physical parts of human anatomy, you will start realizing that everything is directly connected to your ancestors. So the kidneys are literally the seat to your ancestors. Well, guess what affect the kidneys, y'all? Fear. Guess what affect the adrenal glands, y'all? Stress. And we are byproducts, so-called black man and black woman, of fear and stress due to slavery, post-traumatic slave syndrome, and everything that we've been going through. So that's why I wanted to start off and talk about this. So I want to show y'all this, and then we're going to get into these questions. But I've been noticing a lot of people coming to me and they asking me the same questions over and over again. And my same answer is going to always be kidneys, adrenal, and lymphatic system. Kidney, adrenal, and lymphatic system. Why is that? Because that is what's affected on us the most. Because whenever you're dealing with stress, whenever you're dealing with fight or flight, whenever you're dealing with seeing gruesome things, been around hatred, been around low vibrational frequencies, guess what's going to get attacked first? The thing that's filtering every blood cell in your body, the kidneys. Do y'all realize that the life is in the blood, and your kidneys actually filter your blood? Every ounce of blood in your body, the kidneys filter it every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. Period. And that's why, have you ever heard of innocent blood crying out in the street? Because that's where the life is at. Our blood is crying out, and all this blood is seeing is this gruesome, violent things that's been done to us, and now what we're doing to each other, and the kidneys have to filter that. So the blood is becoming acidic, and it's making the kidneys acidic because the kidneys have to filtrate the blood. And once you really get into it and you look at it from a spiritual aspect, man, it's amazing, but it's crazy at the same time. All right, so what I want to do is I want to show y'all how this works, and then we're going to get into these questions. So if y'all can hear me real good, type in some 9s, and I'm going to share my screen. And I just want to show y'all something real quick, and then we'll answer these questions. But the only way to true healing, y'all, is through kidney filtration. You have to heal the kidneys and the adrenal glands, y'all. There is nothing else to do, because that's the only way that we can filter the lymphatic system. That's the only way that we can truly filter our blood. See, is your body is dealing with 2 major fluids. I tell y'all this all the time. You're either dealing with the blood or you're dealing with the lymph. The blood's supposed to feed the body. But when you are in a environment, see, look, there's no, everybody say that I have cancer genes. Okay, you can have a cancer gene, but that cancer gene will never turn on if you put the cells in the right environment. See, the cellular behavior is how the cell reacts to the environment that it's put in. All right, you can take a healthy cell and put it in the slavery environment, and that cell is any type of bad genetics that it has, any type of deterioration, weakness that the cell has, is going to express itself, because the cell only reacts to the environment by way of the signals through the hypothalamus gland, through your skin. Your skin is actually scanning the environment, and then it breaks the signal down into what you call amino acid structures, or what they call simple proteins. From that, the protein go holler at the cell and tell the cell how to move and react to the environment. So if I put you in an environment of homeostasis, then the cell is going to be loving, it's going to be caring, and all it's going to want to do is grow and reproduce. If I put it in somewhere where it's fearing and it feel like it's going to die, then it's going to protect itself. So it's going to shut down the growth and reproductive side of the cell, and it's going to automatically go into fight or flight. And that's what we're in right now, y'all. Everything that's happening, every time you turn on the TV, you seeing a so-called black man getting gunned down. We scared of the police. Soon as the police ride past us, we don't know we're going to get shot at night. I mean, we in our own neighborhoods, fearing from our own brothers killing us in the street. I mean, this has been going on for thousands and thousands of years. So just imagine thousands and thousands of years of trauma, of fear, of low vibrations, of hatred, of murder. Of course, that environment is going to affect your cells, and that's the reason why our kidneys are so weak. That's the reason why our hypothalamus gland is so weak. That's the reason why our nervous system is so weak. That's the reason why our adrenals are so weak, because it's constantly pumping adrenaline and adrenochrome. You see what I'm saying? We have to start looking at this more spiritually than physically, because according to records, according to the ancient texts, and according to basic common sense, so-called black man and black woman, we are a spiritual people. All right? So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me share my screen with y'all. I'm sharing my screen. Hold on. I'm gonna go on Facebook too. That way I can see everything that's going on. We scared of the police. All right, let's do it. So I'm sharing my screen. I want to show you how this works. All right, the screen is shared. Do me a favor, y'all. Type in some 9s if y'all can see that my screen is shared. Type in some 9s if y'all can see that my screen is shared. And I want to show y'all how this works. All right, I'm going to show y'all something, and it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, y'all. Type in some 9s and let me know. Okay, y'all can see my screen good? All right, so if y'all can see my marker. So what we're going to look at is a blastocyst, all right? A blastocyst. So this blastocyst is basically when the sperm, okay? So say if I lay down with my woman and I ejaculate in my woman, all right, my sperm, which testosterone turns into this, then her estrogen actually produces and making her egg in the epiderma of the lining, basically, of her cervix, right? This is what creates this blastocyst. All right, so this blastocyst literally goes through a process called gastrulation. All right, gastrulation is when the eggs start turning into the embryo. All right. So imagine me ejaculating in my woman and she get pregnant. Boom. All right. The sperm that hit that egg, the egg is now hovering. Just like we talk about in the book of Genesis, where it says that the Ruach HaKodesh, the spirit, was hovering over the face of the waters. Next thing we know, a whole life of creation came from that. Same thing that happened in the womb of a so-called black woman. All right, so now the blastocyst starts turning into this egg. So this egg literally turns into something called gastrulation. So it starts off like this and then it moves. Notice these cells that come from the man and the woman cells fusion together start taking reformation. No, it's starting to change. It starts off looking just like a sun. You see the sun rays in the middle, you see the sun, right? That's why we say that we are children of the sun, right? All right, or children of the only begotten son. It's all the same thing, whether we want to speak about it physically or metaphysically. All right. Now notice the transformation that start taking place. This don't look like a fetus right now. This just look like a whole bunch of cells that's trying to figure out what they finna do with their life, what they finna do with their anatomy. Now, these are cells that came from me, myself, and my woman, or you yourself and you, your woman, that created this so-called embryo. This is not the embryo stage yet. This is gastrulation. This is the blastocyte or the blast cell that's going to create the actual embryo, but it have to go through a stage called gastrulation. All right, now check out how deep this go, y'all, because it's going to go deep. Now notice what the formation takes. So this is what my marker at right now, gastrulation. Now notice you see a blue outer ridge, you see a red ridge, you see a green ridge, and then you see this purple stuff, or what we call melanin, all right, or melatonin, because everything comes from melanin, that black dot, or what we call the genetic mark of God. That's what melanin is, carbon. That's what me and you are made of. That's why we are children of God, right? Now check this out. So it starts breaking up, and then the first layer is called the mesoderm. The ectoderm, right? The ectoderm. The ectoderm forms and becomes the skin and becomes the nervous system and becomes the brain. Y'all see that? So this layer is called the ectoderm, this blue part. So the reason why it's on the outside is because it literally becomes the skin and it becomes the brain. It becomes the nervous system. It becomes a part of the respiratory system. All right. So whenever you're dealing with something with the skin, know that you have a brain problem. Whenever you have a nervous system problem, know that you have a skin problem. Well, where do your hair grow from? It grows from the ectoderm as well. That's why every time somebody tell me that they're missing hair, I say, oh, well, your hair is an extension of your nervous system, because they all come from the blastio cell. It all comes from the ectoderm. Ecto just means outer, derm means skin. Remember that you are nothing but a physical mechanism made of tissues and cells, right? Now check this out. When you go to the mesoderm or the mesoderm, this is your inner part, this little red part here. This creates your connective tissue. This creates your bone structure. You see what I'm saying? This is where your teeth come from. All these things come from there. So if you have bone problems, of course, you're going to have teeth problems. If you have teeth problems, of course, you're going to have muscle problems. You're going to have connective tissue problems. This is how you heal holistically, right? Now, what I'm trying to show y'all is how we got our kidneys and our adrenals from our ancestors. Because if we go back over to the left side of the screen, this is nothing but a sperm that have entered an egg that turned into a blast cell. That blast cell start taking a formation, and then it goes through a period called gastrulation, right? The gastrulation changes this blast cell, which is my sperm and my woman's egg coming together. These are my cells that I gave my woman. My woman took the vehicle of my sperm. Now a embryo is going to be made from that. A baby is not made from its own substance. The baby is made from the father and the mother. So any scale of skin or diseases or mental trauma, anything that baby had, it came directly from the environment where the mother and father was, period. Now check this out. So now we get to the endoderm, which is this blasto, or this purple, this melanin here. This godlike genetic makeup, this genetic code called melanin. Guess what is formed out of this, y'all? The adrenals and the kidneys. The adrenals and the kidneys is made from this. So the adrenals and the kidneys, the nervous system, the brain, the connective tissue, the muscle, all of these things came from what? The mother and father cells. But remember, cells actually react to the environment that you are in. So now we see where these genetic weaknesses are coming from, right? Now look, let's go a little deeper. So after all that take place, and let's look this up just because I don't want y'all to think I'm ever lying to y'all. All right, hold on, we moving kind of slow here. Give me 1 second, family. I don't know why it's not blowing up. Let me see. All right, there it go. It just blew up. Now check this out. I'm gonna blow it up for y'all. So we see the ectoderm, all right, epidermis of the skin. All right, many derivatives, including sweat glands, hair follicles. See that? I told you that your hair come from that. Remember that your nervous system stem from that. All right, the epithelial lining of the mouth and the anus. You see that? The cornea, the eyes, the lens of the eyes, the nervous system, your sensory receptors. What is the sensory receptors of the skin? It's your hairs. Your hairs are literally, that's why you're not supposed to be shaving, period. I know that y'all learned that from the Europeans, and y'all learned that from European and Greco-Roman concepts, but you're not supposed to be shaving, y'all. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it only sounds crazy because y'all been taught by another race of people. When you learn your true culture and customs, you will see why. Because your hairs actually scan the environment, and then it breaks down into these amino acids and these proteins, and then it go tell your cells how to react to the environment that it's put in. That's what your hair is used for. It's literally an extension of your nervous system. It goes and it scans the environment, and it be like, hey man, well, I think we need to fight. I think we need to go in fight or flight mode. Hey man, it's looking good out here. I got the epinephrine popping, the neuroepinephrine popping, the oxytocin popping, and I think it's time to reproduce and have some good sex. See, that is by the receptors, the sensory receptors that is in your epidermis, or what we call the hair follicles inside of your skin. It scans the environment through the hypothalamus gland, and it sends signals through proteins, or what we call simple amino acid structures, back to the cell, and it tells the cells how to react and how to move based off the scanning of the environment through the signal, y'all. Period. This is how much of gods and goddesses we are, man, for real. I mean, that is amazing when you truly think about it, right? Now, check this out. So the adrenal medulla, the teeth enamel, all of this come from that. Now, when you move over to the endoderm, remember, this is the only way that we can heal. It's through anything that's connected to the endoderm. All right, you got the epithelial lining of the digestive tract, the epithelial lining of the respiratory system, the lining of the urethra, the urinary bladder and reproductive system. All right, all these are connected to the kidneys. So your kidneys and your adrenals come from the endoderm, right? The liver, the pancreas, the thymus, the thyroid, and the parathyroid, and the glands. Did you see that? So notice all these things are directly connected to healing. All I'm hearing is lining of the digestive tract, lining of the respiratory system, lining of the urinary tract, the bladder, which is going to be connected to the kidneys, the reproductive system. So that lining is your mucous membrane, y'all. That lining is your mucous membrane. Notice how we heal is by cleansing the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system and the mucous membrane is the same thing. Well, you get that from your mother and your father. Then after this gastrulation process takes, now we see the fetus. The first thing that's created is the central nervous system. After the central nervous system is created, then a heartbeat is formed, y'all. But notice, first thing is the central nervous system, period. Because your central nervous system is what grounds your spiritual body to your actual physical body. Then it formulates a heartbeat, all right? Now, we ain't going to go deep into that. I just wanted to show y'all that before we truly start getting into this stuff. All right. Now, let me go back to this. All right. I can do stop screen sharing. All right. Can y'all see me? I'm back on. If y'all got that so far before we start answering these questions, and y'all got that so far, and we can keep going. Let me know if y'all got that. Give me some nines if y'all understood that. And this is the reason why I say that the kidneys actually come from the father and the mother, all right, and the adrenals too. So we need to make sure before we reproducing that we are creating the right environment, and that we're in the right environment spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically before we start reproducing. Because whatever weakness you have through genetics, you're going to pass that gene down through your cells, because your cells create a blast. That blast creates an embryo. That embryo creates a fetus. And we wonder why we're going through all the things that we're going through, because we constantly passing down sin and transgression and bad karma, sowing and reaping and all of that. That's what's going on. So now when we start hearing these questions and the answers to them, it won't sound so off. We know exactly what's really going on. All right, now check this out. So I want to start it off from here, since we talked about that first. All right, it says, hello, I have a newborn, and I was wondering what natural ways can I keep my baby healthy without having to go to the doctors. For example, like his breathing and does what I eat affect him? Sister, off back. Well, his breathing and what you eat exactly affect him, because especially if you breastfeed. Because remember, everything you eat breaks down into amino acids and minerals. These amino acids and minerals create cells. That's all amino acid is. It's binding proteins that creates a structure, and then it gets held together by minerals. That's what creates your body. That's what creates bones and all of that. Remember, all you are is a body full of trillions of cells and two major fluids, and one lymph and one neural system. So you're a body full of 150 trillion cells. You have a blood that's going to feed your cells. You have a lymphatic system that's going to cleanse your cells. Then you have a nervous system that's going to move your cells. That's why when we looked at the embryo stages, the embryonic stages, first thing we see that was formulated was the central nervous system, because you need the central nervous system to be the signal to keep your spiritual body projecting through this body. All right? We are literally projecting through our bodies. You can look this up scientifically, and it's all throughout the scripture, y'all. We actually think that our souls are in this body. No, you're projecting through this body. This is a vehicle. That's why you got to keep it maintenance. Just like you keep your car with an oil change, you keep your car with the spark plugs good, you keep your car with that premium gas. The same thing that have to happen through this physical mechanism, because you're not the car. You're the driver in the car. Well, in order to get to point A and point B, you need your car to be healthy, right? Same thing with this mechanism, this physical mechanism that you're projecting your spirit through. It's the same exact thing, same exact flow. That's how it works, y'all. That's how it works. Now check this out. So she said, hello, I have a newborn, and I was wondering what natural ways can I keep my baby without having to go to the doctors. For example, like his breathing and does what I eat affect him. It affects him a lot, especially if you're breastfeeding. What you ate while you were pregnant with him affected him, because you have to realize that you live your life and your perspective of this reality through chemistry. Kemet means to be black. Kemet. All right. Chemistry. It's the study of melanin. That's how you live your life, through the biology of melanin, how you're moving around out here. So for instance, when you're pregnant, all of these chemicals or chemistry are broken down, and it literally goes, and you're feeding that baby through your tube, through the cord. That's what you're feeding your baby. So any chemistry you're going through, whether you're in tune with your baby daddy, right? Whether you're into it with your husband, whether you're into it with your mother or your father, whether you go into your refrigerator to drink milk, whether you're listening to bad music, all these frequencies break down into chemicals. And these chemicals, your baby is literally munching off of them, because it's going to be these energetic frequencies automatically is going to connect to calcium. And that's what the baby is sipping and drinking on the whole time he's in your womb. Calcium, due through the broken down chemistries of what you're eating and what you're taking in by the signals of your hair that's scanning the environment. So your baby is a byproduct of you. So of course, what you eat is going to directly affect that baby while he's in the womb and while he's out of that womb. So we have to be careful of what we eating, what we drinking, and what we entertaining. Any pregnant woman out here, y'all supposed to be loved, y'all. Y'all supposed to have all y'all sisters around y'all, all y'all brothers around y'all, making sure y'all cool, making sure y'all don't need anything, making sure you're not stressed out. None of that, because all of these chemicals are going to go directly to the baby. All of them. It says, affect him breastfeeding wise. See, and she's breastfeeding. So yes, everything you're eating is going to go directly to him, breastfeeding wise, and what to use on him, how to make him more spiritually connected as an infant. You don't have to do that. He's already spiritually connected. He just came from the spiritual realm. He chose to come here. Look, I got a question. This is how you know we choose to come here. Did you choose that baby? No, you didn't. Did you know you was finna have him? No, you didn't. Did you find out whether he was a male or a female? You don't get to choose that, because that male or female in the spiritual realm chose you for you to be a vessel or a matrix to come through. When you look up that word Rakim in Hebrew, that means the womb of a woman. That's the matrix. Then we come out of that matrix into this matrix, which is the womb of the earth. We never leave the matrix until you leave this physicality, until you leave this body. So you didn't choose the baby chose you. That baby is highly intelligent. That baby is highly spiritual. And remember, all of that science, all of that knowledge, all of that wisdom from our ancestors is brought down. Even though it came down with bad kidneys and adrenals, all that spiritual wisdom and knowledge and guidance, that came down too. Y'all have to realize we built America, We built Egypt. We built Iraq. We built Jerusalem. I mean, we helped in building pyramids. We helped build all this stuff. All right, the Cahokia Mountains, all of these. Our ancestors built that. We didn't lose this knowledge. This knowledge is bottled up and coiled up into our DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So that baby is already spiritual. You just have to make sure that you have that baby in the right environment for that baby can express himself. All right, for that baby can express his blackness, period. All right. And make sure that you're not eating no milk. Make sure you're not eating anything that's going to harm you or that baby. Make sure you are eating a lot of fruits. Make sure you go raw. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you breastfeed, and make sure you're on a raw diet. That way that baby can cleanse what you in. That baby is getting all the phytonutrients and light code frequencies that it needs. Because remember, it's a baby in your eyes, but that baby been here. We are chosen before the foundations of the world. He knew Jeremiah before he was even formed in a womb. It says he ordained him to be a prophet before he even formed him in a womb, meaning that we are already spiritual beings out here in this vast universe before we choose to come here and have this human experience. So don't look at him like he an infant. That is a spiritual ancient soul that just chose to come experience this stuff. All right. Now, the byproduct for coming here is karma. Whatever goes around comes around. You sow what you reap, and everybody must die while they in this flesh. But how about we sustain this flesh? How about we take care of this flesh while we're here? That way we can come and get our purpose and what we is here for. A lot of people say everybody got to die. It's not about death. It's about the quantity of life, not the quality. I don't care if you lived 100 and be 180. If that was a horrible, painful 180 years on earth, you didn't live at all. We're supposed to live pain-free, experiencing, gathering intellect, reproducing and giving this intellect down by our DNA. That's the purpose and reason you here, to gather database and information and to pass it down. Because we are evolving as a whole, as an awareness, as our Christ consciousness. That's what we're here for, to collect info. How you going to do that if you in pain all the time? How you going to do that if your lymphatic system is clogged up all the time? Your kidneys is not filtering all the time. Your blood pressure is skyrocket high all the time. You having heart palpitations all the time. You got swollen legs, edema, diabetes, myalgia. You can't move around and do what you was purposed to do while you were here. You living your life in agony and in pain. You see that? That's not the lifestyle for us, family. Period. That is not. So we have to truly, truly start loving ourselves. So, yeah, most definitely don't be on no dairy products. I wouldn't eat that much yeast at all. If I was you, I would be on a highly, highly, highly fruit diet. Make sure that you adding some vegetables in there. And that baby will keep that spirituality. That baby will stay connected. You see what I'm saying? That baby will stay directly connected to the source, because you feeding its source and light frequency code food that come from these trees, like fruits and vegetables, things that the sun hit. And the sun is an intelligent source, and it feeds the food these genetic codes, or what we call DNA or RNA, and then you eat it, and then you break down and decode that information and express it through your DNA, through the environment. I mean, it's beautiful how we work, y'all. It really is. So, and things to keep you healthy. While you breastfeeding, make sure you on sea moss. Make sure you on my purple sea moss. Get on my Superfood Plus. Get on my all adult purpose vital minerals. I mean, all of these stuff is good for all that stuff is good for you while you're actually breastfeeding. I don't recommend that you cleanse though. I don't recommend any type of deep cleansing, because you don't want that. You already gave him your cells and the baby father cells. And I mean, due to what we've been through, I'm pretty sure it's weak cells due to the environment we in. So we need to be rebuilding and revitalizing cells. So I wouldn't be trying to cleanse until he's off that breast. And once he get off that breast, cleanse both of y'all super good. That's what I do. That's my recommendation, sister. But we have to remember that intellectual intelligence never leaves. That baby is already intelligent. It came from our ancestors and our forefathers on down to him. All right. I mean, and if you look at it, like I was saying in my spiritual class that we did last Saturday, all you have to look, we cannot say that our babies are not affected by the environment that we in. Just look at the crack baby. The crack epidemic, when the crack epidemic was so horrible, notice all the babies that was coming out with holes in their heart, coming out with undeveloped lungs and stuff like that. This shows you that whatever you do while that baby is in that womb directly affect that baby, because that baby have became a part of your environment that you in. All right, there's something called psychological environments. So just because he's in your stomach don't mean that he's in there, don't mean that he's not in the environment. Remember, the hairs in your nervous system is scanning the environment that you put your cells in. Them very cells created that embryo, and that embryo became your baby that you got right now that's sucking on your breast. All right, so we have to watch the environment that we put in. But his intellectual intelligence never left. His biological history never left at all either. We see that. We see what that's why babies are having so many complications and problems. All right, I hope I was able to answer that for you. But so what I recommended was my purple sea moss, my all-purpose adult vitamins, and stuff like that. Things that are revitalizing and rebuilding. My calcium triphosphate, things that's gonna build that baby up. My atomic strengthener tincture. These things is gonna help build you and build that baby. These are the things I recommend. So just go on my website and look them things up. If get the cheapest one. All of them work the same. All of them powerful, and all of them packing a good punch. So, all right, I can cross that one out. Let's keep going. What else we got? It says, hello, bro, Yah'ki. I'm in need to reach out to you again concerning my health condition of congestive heart failure and overactive thyroid. I seen a video concerning the subject, but it was addressed for a man. Just let me know that she's super smart. You see that? So she said she's seen me talking about these things, but these things and what I recommended was suggested, and it was pointed and aimed towards a man. So she's saying obviously it's going to have to be different with my cells because my chemistry work a little different. And you're right, sister. You most definitely right. All right. So she got congestive heart failure and an overactive thyroid. I seen a video concerning this and said, man, I am a 52-year-old woman. I just need to know the correct products to purchase, bro. I am tired of being sick and without income due to my health. So I have a bonus check and I would like to use for healing and just need to know the right things to order today. I am taking meds now and have since the 3rd of June. High blood pressure, swelling legs and feet. Please contact me. I am without meds. One is swelling for my legs. One is swelling for my feet and high blood pressure. I can't recall, but it's a beta blocker. I have lost so much weight. My skin is hanging, connective tissue. So the reason why your skin hanging, that's going to go back to that thyroid and that parathyroid. Remember what the connective tissue come from the mesoderm or the mesoderm. That's connected to your bones. That's connected to calcium. So we see that your body is not utilizing calcium right. Well, the reason why it's not utilizing calcium right is because your thyroid and your parathyroid is too active. Now, what do the parathyroid do? It produces something called parathyroid or parathyroxine. These things are the equivalent or how it reacts and move utilization of calcium. So we see that you have a calcium deficiency and a calcium problem. Your body is not utilizing it right, sister. So we need to most definitely be focused on the thyroid. But the only time I truly go directly to the thyroid and work on it by itself, that's if the thyroid is underactive or what we call hypo. Yours is too hyper, so we need to bring it down. So what I want to do is I want to go after the pituitary gland, which is the master gland, and the adrenal glands, which is the other master gland of the thyroid. And once I hit them two and they straighten themselves out, then of course the thyroid will bring itself down, and then you will start utilizing that calcium and your skin will start tightening up. That connective tissue will start tightening up because that connective tissue is your thyroid and your parathyroid. That's what builds and strengthens the connective tissue. All right, from everywhere, my muscle tone is gone. Again, toning of the muscles and the connective tissue, dealing with scarring, anything that's dealing with the epidermis, you're dealing with thyroid and the parathyroid. That's directly connected to your skin. Now, what else is connected to your skin? Your nervous system. Remember what we said? The ectoderm, whenever we got into the embryonic and the symbiotic relationships. All right, it says, I just broke down in years today, and I'm also a very seen nodule. Also, I have a very seen nodule. I go to the endocrinologist next month, plus my hormones. Yeah, so what you should do, sister, this is what I think you should do. Let me read everything before I give you this. It says my hormones is off, and I lost weight and my thyroid and my heart. I also seen in your video and talked about the glands and kidneys being an issue. You mentioned the foundation for and the digestive system, which is off. I don't get exactly what you mean, sister, by that, but this is what you should do. I think you should get my essential glandular kit and we just go after all your glances at one time. We stay high in the berries. We stay high in the fruits. You should be on an all fruit diet right now. I understand you losing weight. Don't worry about your weight. Whenever you cleansing, you're going to lose that weight. It's good to get rid of them fats anyway, because that fat store bad energy. And then rebuild fat and rebuild muscle tissue once we get that thyroid working back properly. That's what I would do. What you need is that essential glandular kit for we can turn them glances on. All right, we need to get them glances working, because remember, your glances is the way you express reality through chemical reactions in your body. That's why you're going through what you're going through. As far as the heart palpitations too, that heart is directly connected to that thymus gland. All right, I bet you that thymus gland is not working properly, or it's starting to shrink, And once you bring that calcium in, right, that calcium is that big alkaline, man, that big alkaliner. I just think you truly need to alkaline your body, get all these acids from out of your bodies. Go to your doctor and ask your doctor to help you with a weaning process off of that medicine, and stay on that blood pressure medicine until that blood pressure actually get regulated. Then you can start weaning yourself off of that. But make sure you holler at your doctor about that and get that essential glandular kit. That's what you're going to need. Other than that, I'm going to recommend, but you said that you don't have that much money, so I'm not going to recommend you do a full pack. I say just go after this step by step. First thing we got is the heart failure. You can go get you some bugleweed. That'll help you with the heart. The bugleweed strengthens and tones and cleanses the heart simultaneously. You can go on the website and get you some bugleweed, or get my cardio tonic. You see that? My cardio tonic is very good for that. It's high in bugleweed. It's high in dill. It's high in hawthorn berries. These are things that you're going to need to tone and strengthen and cleanse that heart out. So my cardio tonic would do a good job at that. But I don't think your heart is the problem, sister. Reading everything that's going on, everything is pointing towards your glances, your glandular highway. So I think you truly need to strengthen and tone in that glandular highway. Get the essential glandular kit off the site, sister. That's what you're going to need. And I say start off from there. Make sure you're getting that sun. You get a lot of sunlight. Expose yourself to them sun rays. Make sure you're drinking at least 45 ounces of spring water a day. All right. I mean, make sure you do that and go on an all fruit diet. That way you can be highly energetic, because what's going to happen is them adrenals and them kidneys is going to show they weak cells. I'm telling you, they're going to show themselves, and you're going to realize, dang, I've been living off stimulants all my life, and it's going to have you down and out. You're going to be depressed and sleepy all the time. So make sure you're on a high energetic diet to keep your happiness and your chemicals up. All right. So I hope that worked out for you. That's what I recommend for you, sister. What else we got? All right. This one says, hello. I have some questions for when you go live again. Can bulging neck and lumbar discs be healed? Of course, there is no such thing as any type of, I don't like to say these words, but any type of dis-ease or any type of so-called sickness that can't be healed. Anything can be reversed. I don't care what it is. Anything. And I'm not saying that because I'm here trying to act like I know it all. I'm saying that because we done reversed damn near everything. We have. It's the truth. It says, can bulging neck and lumbar discs be healed? I have several nurse friends and family suffering from bulging neck, with surgery as the only solution. Thanks. Well, you have to see what bulging neck come from. What is this disc? This disc is a rubbery substance made of what? Connective tissue. Strong connective tissue. So whenever you're dealing with bulging disc, or what you would call a herniated disc inside of your neck, usually it pinches a nerve, that ganglion nerve, or that vagus nerve. What are you dealing with? You're dealing with dehydration. So anybody that's dealing with bulging disc or the herniated disc, you most definitely dealing with a severe atomic dehydration, meaning inwardly. You're inwardly constipated and dehydrated. And what happens is wear and tear on these discs, they start hopping out of the bone structure and of the vertebrae. They start hopping out because they dry out. Then the cartilages or that connective tissue start weakening. And then if you move your neck the wrong way, it'll pop out. Usually when these things get swollen and pop out and inflammation set in, they pinch on a nerve, because you're not only sharing that backbone and that spinal cord with your discs, these vertebrae with your discs, but you sharing it with your nervous system. You sharing it with the autonomic nervous system strings. You sharing it with the central nervous system. You sharing these with different cords that's wrapping against it. So all of these are nerve endings. So when it pinched that nerve, man, it'll have you down and out. So what I recommend you do for real, you need to get Yeah, I think you need to get my get the nervous system kit. Get the nervous system kit. You most definitely need to get you separately, get you the thyroid and parathyroid tincture, nervous system kit, thyroid and parathyroid tincture. Focus on that thyroid, focus on your calcium utilization to strengthen that connective tissue, to actually regenerate and grow these discs back, to put them back in the vertebrae the right way, especially if you're dealing with the lumbars, LT, L4. You know what I'm saying? All of these are major neurolymphatic points too, up and down your spinal cord. You don't want to mess them up because it'll stop you from draining. And you have to drain the lymphatic system because that's the only way that we'll be able to heal you through the kidneys. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, most definitely get on that nervous system kit and get you a thyroid and a parathyroid tincture. You need to do all berries for a while. All berries. Go on a berry diet for like 6 to 7 days. A berry diet for like 6 to 7 days. Whoever's dealing with this, that way we can get a lot of that inflammation down. You see what I'm saying? S1 for you. See that? Papa should say her S1 messed up. I know that's all pain, sister. I know how that stuff feel. You need to most definitely get on a berry diet. Start draining and get all the inflammation out, get all that mucus out of these vertebrae, get them up out of this lumbar system, and then notice that disc will start expanding again, filling up the vertebrae again, and you can breathe. Now you can turn and ain't no problem. What's the difference between a herniated disc? What's the difference between a herniated disc and a bulging neck disc and arthritis? There is no difference. It's all hydration and metabolic waste between the joints. That's all it is. So all of this is inflammation or dehydration or deterioration of the cells. So what do you have to clean up? You have to clean up the lymphatic system. You got to get all of that lymph up out of there for you can start breathing again interstitially, period. So yeah, most definitely get on that. That's what you need. You need to focus on your nervous system. You need to focus on your thyroid and your parathyroid. Which berries? Good question, Lena. Laney said, which berries? Man, the best berries that you can do is blackberries, strawberries, goji berries, saw palato berries. Make sure with the goji berries, you boil them a little bit to get the hull off of them because the lectins in there will mess up your stomach. Blueberries. Don't be so high on the blueberries though, because the blueberries, even though they go in alkaline, sometimes they come out a little acidic, and you don't want that to burn. They don't want you to burn. They don't want you to burn more. What if the disc is deteriorating? That's what we just talked about, my brother, Rising Bay. If the disc is deteriorating, then what are your regenerational foods? What foods bring resurrection to the body? What foods bring resurrection to the cells of the body? Fruits, and alkaline herbs. Fruits and alkaline herbs. The best herbs that do regenerations will be your nervous system herbs. Again, like the berries. Once you get into there, go give me a endocrino balance capsule. I'm gonna show y'all. So we need to get in things like that. Berries, melons are very good for regenerating the body as well. You know what I'm saying? Berries are very good. Notice the blueberries had that sour taste to them. Why you think that is? See there, here go my endocrino balance right here. This is my endocrino balance. All right. Now notice what I'm finna read in here, because remember your endocrine system is directly connected to the nervous system. Check this out. We got Hoshu Wu root, we got blue vervain, we got wild yam root. Well, I got over 14 ingredients in all of my things. All I only mentioned 4, but guess what? It's full of berries as well. Full of berries. Saw palato berries, goji berries. Hawthorn berries. The berries are very good because it causes regeneration. Notice when a monkey is sick, he eat grass, he eat shoots, and then what he go and he rest on? Berries. Because berries is what's going to revitalize. And the thing about berries, not only do they revitalize, but they hydrate. The reason why they hydrate, because water gives birth to all things. Just like the Holy Spirit was hovering over the face of the water and the whole entire existence came from that. Same thing with the baby. The baby is sitting in that fluid for 9 months, and then the baby come out of the matrix. So whenever you hydrate something is going to grow, y'all, period. And what got the most water? Melons and berries. Watermelon, high in water, high in H3O. You know what I'm saying? High in these things. So yeah, get your berries on. Go, I say, on a 7-day berry diet. 7-day berry diet. Most definitely go after your nervous system. Get the nervous system kit. Make sure you get the thyroid and parathyroid tincture, because you're gonna have to go after that thyroid to strengthen up your connective tissue and your calcium, because that's what's gonna utilize that through that parathyroid. And I say take it from there. Most definitely. right, what else we got here? I can cross that one out. I'm trying to run through these so I can answer some of y'all questions because I know y'all got some questions. If y'all getting some understanding, overstanding, and understanding so far, type in some 9s. All right, type in some 9s. And while y'all doing that, Shalom, Ak, I have, and I usually don't do this, but this it look kind of interesting, so I'm gonna answer it real quick. Dang, where'd it just go? All right, this says, Shalom, Ak, I have a question. Not trying to be off topic, but in the process of healing diseases. See that we got to get away from that word disease, y'all. That word disease is it's a word of sorcery, and we can't use it because it ain't our word. While only eating fruit, a person usually loses a lot of weight. Can a person use herbs that build your body weight back up during the healing process without stopping the healing process? Good question, my brother. Only herb that I truly will recommend that's going to rebuild you and keep your weight. We coming up with something called mother's milk superfood. It should be ready by a month or two. But this mother milk superfood is what we're going to be giving all of our clients that's healing to keep their weight on, because we got people that be dropping from 220 to 160 in like a month. And I mean, they be hurting off of it. They hate it. So I understand that. So what we did was we looked out and we started searching and seeing what the animals did when the animals was healing. And main thing we peeped that horses, gorillas, and bears, all right, what they do when they need to gain muscle while healing themselves, they eat shaved grass, horsetail, right? Shaved grass, horsetail, because it's full of calcium triphosphate, right? That's going to put a lot of muscle on them too, right? And what else? Alpha leaf and alpha sprouts. So these are your rebuilders. Now, if you're on an all fruit diet, I would not recommend that you eat these things. I recommend that you juice them. Do green juices with the shaved grass with the horsetail. Like juice these things. Actually juice them or soak them and do teas. And then you can put a little nectar up in there to make it sweet. You see what I'm saying? But you're not doing this every day. You're gonna do this like twice a week. But we creating a straight powder compound though that's full of some real good goodies, y'all. That's gonna be, and it's called mother's milk. And I mean, it's gonna be able to rebuild you and keep your weight while you cleansing. But yeah, brother, that's a good question. What you actually gonna need is that alfalfa and that shaved horse grass and that horsetail, that shaved grass and that horsetail. These are things that will keep your muscle on. I don't even want to say weight. These things will keep your muscle on and keep your connective tissue strong while you're cleansing. I wouldn't recommend anything else, and I wouldn't do this for everybody, because sometimes these 3 herbs I just mentioned will stop your healing. It will. So you have to monitor that, and you have to be very careful with that, because the body's going to do 2 things. The body is not trying to rebuild and cleanse at the same time. The body focus on one thing at one time. The body focus on growth and development, or is focused on protection. It's not going to do both. It's not going to do both, because remember, it's just responding to cellular behavior by the environment. Same thing with cleansing and healing. The body is only going to focus on cleansing and healing, or it's going to focus on revitalizing and rebuilding, period. It's not going to do them both at the same time. And if anybody telling y'all that that's possible, no, it's not. Even when you get down to Dr. Sebi healing methods, he cleansed, then revitalized and rebuild, period. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of the astringents. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of my 3 bitters. If you actually read what they do, it's cleanses, or it's astringent, it pulls, then it oxygenate, it brings the cell oxygen or revitalize. Then the last stage is what? Rebuilding. The body won't do all of them at one time. Now, a lot of people would like for y'all to believe that because they can sell a lot of more products saying it, but that's untrue. Scientifically, it's untrue. The body is only going to do one thing. It's going to choose growth and reproduction, or it's going to choose protection, period. All right, I hope I was able to answer that for you.
So as far as fruits that you could be using to rebuild, because I get that question and people want to know about avocado, but that's not a straightforward.
Yeah, so and it's going to be the same thing. So even with the avocado is good because it have that lipid fatty solvent in it. It's good, but if you got herpes, for instance, you can't have avocado because the amino acid that's in there, will cause you to keep that parasite in them proteins lying dormant. You see what I'm saying? So again, avocados is very, very low in lysine. Very low in lysine. Lysine is the amino acid you need to get rid of herpes, to get rid of the hemorrhoid, to get rid of the proteins, the glycoproteins that's causing your IgGs to go up. You see that? But it's high in other amino acids that creates proteins that these hemorrhoids feed off of. So even though that it's a fruit, even though that it's very good for the body and it'll build you up, with certain diseases, I wouldn't recommend that you eat it all the time, period, especially with herpes. So we have to be very careful. And then look, if you're truly trying to heal from diseases, who cares about your weight? Heal first. Huh? You gonna die, or you gonna keep these diseases because you don't want to lose no weight? It makes no sense. You have to choose love, choose health, and choose yourself. You can do all that other stuff later. You can build muscle back later. That's easy. That's easy stuff. All right, I hope that answered your question, brother. All right, what else we got here? Look, speaking of Dr. Sabi, this says before you met Dr. Sabi and his wife in detox, were you already deep and full of that knowledge, or did the cleansing do it? That's deep. It says, do you have a video of your testimony about how you were before and after the detox? I have a whole documentary coming out called The Manifestation Gods in the Flesh. And through this documentary, I'm actually going over all of that. Dr. Sabi, my eye, Etna, all his wives, how I came and got into the healing, how I gained the knowledge and all of that. So I don't want to answer that. I want to wait until the documentary drop. The trailer actually dropped on my birthday too, so it's gonna be dope, man. Wait till y'all, how you like the trailer?
Pretty dope.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, it's gonna go hard. So I'll let you watch the documentary to figure that one out, and that's coming out real soon, y'all. All right, it says, I want to heal. This is the same person, y'all. I want to heal. I want to experience the removing of the mucus plug rope, the mucus plaque rope from my intestines. What do you have, or what must I do? The best way to get that mucus plug, to get that mucus plaque rope from up out of that small duct bowel, the best way to truly get that out is my GI super mover and my 3 bitters. I mean, for real, just get I have something called the Digestive Restoration Kit. It's a digestive kit on the website under kits and bundles. That'll have you pooping out 3 feet long worms, pinworms, hookworms, pooping out mucus plaque buildup. Man, all of that. Post the trailer in the link. I'm not posting that trailer yet, Nee. And Nehemiah, you bet not post that trailer yet. If you got it, don't post it yet. We dropping that late, ain't even finished. I just let y'all see it because y'all the closest brothers and all of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't spoil it for everybody. I hope you ain't got it either. All right. And shalom, my brother. Can't wait to see your face tomorrow. All right. But yeah, that's the best thing and the best way to do that as far as that. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way. Get my digestive restoration kit, digestive restoration tonics. I mean, we got the GI super movers. We got any ready back there. And I show y'all that way y'all can look how they look, man. It's beautiful things. These things are natural things that have you moving. I mean, we had a person that was constipated for 2 months, y'all. Didn't have a bowel movement in 2 months. They had to go and drain this woman out. You know what I'm saying? We gave her the 3 bitters. It gave her the parasite elimination and the GI mover. She pooping 5 times a day now. They ain't even take a week. It ain't even take a week. So you see what I'm saying? So that's, not pooping in 2 months. I mean, imagine the amount of toxicity that boils and leap over into that blood. That's dangerous. You playing a dangerous game of chemistry because them toxins hit that blood and that blood pH go off. Ooh-wee. Here go my GI super movers. These GI super movers is no joke. You see that? Release and eliminate. And when I say they do, boy, they do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the other side. They go the intestines. And I just read what it says on here. It says for constipation, bloating, parasites, inflammation, mucus plaque. See that? For mucus plaque, bad bacterium, irritable bowel, acid reflux, intestinal gas, and abdominal pains. Man, these are major. My main ingredients is prickly ash bark, Cascara grande, ginger root, and I got a whole lot of other stuff in there. But them are all my main ingredients if y'all want to try to make y'all own. All right. Them on the site as well. Today is my first day. How you feeling, sister? How you feeling on them herbs? Huh? Captain Boo Boo Bottle. Yeah, Nehemiah know about these. Nehemiah called me from work. I got to call you back. I'm on my way to a bathroom. Hey, these ain't no joke, boy. These are not no joke. All right, so that's what you need to do, brother. All right, what else we got here? I'm gonna answer all of these. If I can't get to none of y'all today, most high willing, y'all got my word. If I go live Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever one next week, I'm gonna make sure that I just get to y'all. And we're not gonna do questions and answers all the time because it's getting redundant. It's getting very repetitive. So I do want to do what I used to do: go up, pull up a whole system, break it down for y'all, and all of that stuff. A lot of people missing that as well. A lot of people been emailing about that as well. So we're gonna start doing that again too, instead of just answering questions the whole time. A lot of people really want to learn from the visual way as well, because we are a visual people. All right, check this out. So this one says, I forgot to ask this in our phone call today. What's your thought on Epsom salt detox bath? Are they good or bad? And if it helps the skin, how often should I be taking Epsom sea salt baths per week? Man, I love Epsom salt. Do y'all realize where Epsom salt come from? It actually comes from something called the bitter saline springs of the town of Epsom in England. That's where it comes from. Bitter saline springs. This is salt that they actually getting from the sea, from the spring. They pulling this salt from the spring, and then they just grind it up to a fine powder, and then they give it to you. So Epsom salt actually come from a town called Epsom in England, and it come from the bitter saline springs, y'all. The reason why they call it salt, if you look up the main ingredients from Epsom salt, it's nothing but magnesium sulfate. Now, what is magnesium sulfate good for? The skin, the nervous system, the spinal column, the central nervous system. Only thing this spring is missing is iron phosphate and calcium triphosphate. And man, that'll be the healing waters. You better walk in that water lame and come out walking. Straight up. You bet. That's why a lot of people are going to the Dead Sea now, and they going in lame. They going in not able to know how to walk, but they coming out of wheelchairs because the magnesium and the sulfate. All they missing is calcium triphosphate and iron phosphate. So yeah, man, Epsom salt is the ish. You know what I'm saying? I do that like 3 times a week, to be honest with you. There's nothing wrong with that. Remember, salts are nothing but minerals or electrolytes that have fused or converted themselves together. That's what salts are. The body loves salt. The body just don't love that wax salt with the lady with the umbrella on it. That's the bad salt. But like for instance, kelp salt, sea moss salt, bladderwrack salt. These salts are good. We actually use kelp and we put that on our foods and stuff. Put it on your salads. It's very, very good. But these are salts that the body need. Remember what the body does. The body needs amino acids to make something called proteins. These proteins makes up your skins or your cells. Well, what holds your skin and your cells together are minerals. But the body don't need minerals. The body needs your minerals to be converted into electrons or electrolytes, and then this electrolytes be converted to salts. These salts is the glue that sticks the minerals together, and it creates something called skin, bone, hair, eyelids, a tongue, teeth, mouth, ears, fingernails. All this is nothing but amino acids mixed with salts. I need to cut mine. Amino acid mixed with salt. So salts are very good, family. So yeah, brother. Yeah, I'll say about 3 times a week. 3 times a week. It says, and then as for the herpes on my face, it seems to spread every time. Do I use a herb-based cream or lip balm? You have to be careful with that, because you gotta make sure that when you use that lip balm that you clean it off, because the thing about this hemorrhoid worm, it spreads so quick. You can literally touch this and then it spread. I would never mention this person's name because he's a cool brother of mine, but the herpes and spread it to his eyes by way of touching. Touching an outbreak, and then dang, my eye itch. Now you got herpes in the eyes. We have to be careful with that. So I think whenever we dealing with herpes on the face or herpes on the thigh or something like that, make sure everything you do is inwardly, unless you have an outbreak. If you have an outbreak, use your lemon balm tincture that we make, or use your oregano oil that we make. Use that, and you put droppers on there with a Q-tip, and then you throw that Q-tip away. Do not use your finger, because you're going to use your hands again. And sometimes you don't wash that good enough. If you know what I'm saying? I seen what my daughter did the other day. She was washing her hands and she did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and she got all the way to Z before she was done. We need to do the same thing, because you thinking you washing all this stuff out, and then these proteins or these binding proteins and that hemorrhoid worm still be on you, and you'll touch something else, and then boom, you got an outbreak somewhere else. Because remember what herpes is. Herpes is a mucous membrane, a mucosa membrane glycoprotein virus. Everybody think it's internally, but no, skin touching skin can actually transmit herpes. It ain't only just sex, just like with shingles and chickenpox. All these are herpes. This is by way of contact, period. You can have a full condom on and still catch herpes because your nutsack might touch a butt cheek or something like that. And excuse my language, y'all, but I mean, we in adult educational classes, I feel I can talk like this. And these things actually spread that. All right. It says, so for now, I haven't been putting that on. Good job, brother. Only for the lips where it seems to work. Yeah, that lemon balm work real good for the lips, but that lemon balm is good, but you got to make it with that. See, lemon balm needs alcohol. A lot of people want to use the glycerin and use the vegetable oil to bring out the phytonutrients of the lemon balm. Lemon balm is a tough cellulose around that plant. It needs alcohol to penetrate it. So don't use lemon balm unless it's alcohol based. All right, we can make some very, very strong ones for y'all. Very strong for y'all. All right. It says, but what fruits will help that? Scarring tissue, connective tissue, dealing with the thyroid. All right, or other things to help with the markings on my face. So his face is full of scabs now, y'all. It says I do have the Eve salve from the fig tree. That's what's up. I would never knock Dr. Sabi in my eye. You know what I'm saying? So taught me a whole lot. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But scared to put it on my outbreaks of my cheeks and forehead. I would put that on anything under that. Anything dealing with the face, use your oregano oil or use your lemon balm tincture, period. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying don't try out my eye herbs at all. You know what I'm saying? I would never say that, not never going against her. But I wouldn't put that, if it was me, I wouldn't put it on my face. I would put it anywhere below my collar. And then I would use the oregano and I would use the lemon balm tincture for the face. And what are considered safe chlorides and fluoride level in bathing water? None. There's no such thing as safe chloride and fluoride water. Everything that's in your environment, you digest it into your DNA. So there's no such thing as that, brother. No such thing. We got 3 more, y'all. This one says, peace, brother. And so far, as y'all getting all this, is y'all learning? Type in some 9s if y'all learning. And we can keep going. How long I been live?
Probably like an hour.
All right, my phone did. What time is it? See if I got enough time.
9:12.
9:12. Okay, I got enough to answer these 3. Is y'all learning? Type in some 9s. Is this interesting? If it is, like and share this thing. Our people need to hear this information. Do not be keeping all this knowledge to yourself. Share this with the world. Our people need to learn this stuff, man. Share it across Facebook. Right now, we on Facebook. We on both my Facebook pages and we on YouTube. I don't know which YouTube page we on, but we on. Okay, we on my YouTube page. So share this knowledge, y'all. All right. This one says, really, peace, brother. I have really bad breath. My teeth are fine. I have no cavities. I am constantly brushing my teeth, using mouthwash. And for one, get off the mouthwash unless you made it from home. You know what I'm saying? With some baking soda and things like that. For 2, get off the toothpaste unless you're using my toothpaste. You know what I'm saying? That's some very, very good toothpaste. We got some of that? Yeah. Go grab that. Hey, this toothpaste work wonders. Look, I literally brush my cavities out with this toothpaste, y'all. I mean, I literally brush my cavities out and part of my enamel have grown back. Like, when I first met her, tell them about the yellow spots I had on my teeth. I had yellow spots on my teeth. Man, I made my own tooth. Man, look. I got some myrrh powder up in there, some neem powder up in that deal, some white oak bark up in that deal, some yellow white wood in it. Man, look, these deals mixed together. This is look, we get a lot of reviews on this. This is called my teeth and gum restoration. Neem leaf, olive leaf, rosemary, myrrh gum, and all the other ingredients I mentioned. You can buy the herbs and try to make it yourself. Look, this stuff work wonders, y'all. This stuff
enamel, and you are able to regrow your gums actually on top of
so I used to now you telling all my business, ain't you? So I used to have very bad receding gum lines too. All my gum lines grew back, all of that. Like look, my teeth was messed up, y'all, because I used to smoke a lot. I did a lot of drugs when I was in the streets. Did a lot of alcohol. I used to go days without brushing my teeth in the streets, getting it. And I'm saying I used to not brush my teeth and just do some mouthwash when I got up and hit my day. I'm back to the money. So of course that stuff caught up with me, and I used to do other little, experimental drugs, and man, that stuff messed up my mouth real bad. Man, I actually brushed my cavities out with it, got rid of all my brown spots that was on my teeth. My enamel grew back, and my gums that was receding real bad grew back. Ain't that crazy? All from the toothpaste. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all cop that. Teeth and gum restoration. It's on the site. Bow. And
gum kits
we got teeth. We got teeth and gum kits we working on right now. And this deal ain't number $35 too. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all cop that. All right, now check this out. So, really bad breath. She don't have no cavities. She brushed her teeth. Awesome, man. Okay, my bad, brother. Brush her teeth using mouthwash. It says, and for whatever reason, I cannot get rid of bad breath. My saliva smells really bad. All right, we get into the glands. We're getting back down into the digestive tract. I am embarrassed to talk to people. I am embarrassed to kiss my wife. Right, a man. I am not sure what to do. I am pretty healthy. No health issues that I am aware of. I am a little overweight, but nothing too serious. What does this indicate? Please help. Man, so look, when we go back to the embryonic and semiotic relationships, all right, your digestive tract, your transverse colon is what that same tract creates your whole entire head, right? And your tongue. Now remember, what is the extension of your tongue, family? Anybody give me an extension? If somebody give me the extension of their tongue, what is connected to? I mail them this endocrino, these endocrino capsules. The first person, what is the extension of your tongue? The first person get this for free. We'll mail it out tomorrow. Who got it? What is the extension? What is your tongue connected to? Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it at? First person. Joshua T. He said the colon. I wanted y'all to get more involved with it. Joshua T said colon. All right, let's see if somebody else got a better. My sister Adira. All right, so Joshua colon and Adira got it right. All right, so y'all too is what's gonna get these. It's connected directly into the DI tract. All right, now what sits in that that transverse colon? What sits right there? That's where all your poop sit. That's where all your gas come through. That's where all your food right at. So I can tell you right now that you have digestive problems. You have digestive problems. Your problem is absorption, utilization, and elimination. I can tell you that off back. So even though you appear to be healthy, you backed up and you constipated interstitially inside of your immunological system. Remember, 75% of your immunological system is in your GI tract. So you really need to clean that GI tract. I bet you if you clean out that GI tract, you clean out that duodenum, or that whatever they call it, the duodenum, the ileum, and the jejunum, and you clean out the transverse colon, your ascending colon, your sigmoid colon, your rectum. You clean that whole digestive system out, your breath won't stink no more. And stop eating meat. I bet you don't, because what rots? Look, if you run over a lizard, no, matter of fact, you run over a raccoon right now and go back a day later and smell that raccoon, it's gonna smell like death. It's going to be all types of flies flying around it. It's going to be maggots eating it up, and it's going to stink to high heaven. So imagine, the duodenum, however you say it, the duodenum. Yeah, there you go. The duodenum, however you say that deal. Y'all knew what I was talking about. All praises. So, if you actually ride down the street and you look and you see a raccoon or a possum that's been ran over, right? Notice that it's stinking to high heaven. It got magnets around it. It got flies around it, So imagine you eating meat and these proteins are breaking down in your stomach. Of course it's coming up and you're not getting rid of them because you're not digesting right. Your digestive tract is off. You're not utilizing it right? You're not absorbing it right, and your elimination's off. Every time you open your mouth, you're going to smell that stomach. Every time. Every time you open that mouth, you're going to smell that stomach. All right.
I'm gonna have Joshua T and Diary send you their address in the chat.
Oh, I got
Not in the chat. Oh, you already got it.
I got a Dyra address. Joshua T. Send me go into the website and chat me your address, or go in my inbox and chat me your address. Yeah, I had a hard problem saying it, huh? The do it down. And what's crazy, I say it with ease all the time. I don't know, it caught me up. The do it down. What I was calling it, y'all, the do.
I think you was mixing it with the other one.
Yeah, I was mixing the jejulum and the do it damn together. Yeah. They laughing at me like a mug over. That is funny. Boy, I had a hard time with that word, boy. Hey, I would laugh at myself. All right. Now, what else we got? Bad breath. All right, I answered that. Bang, bang. All right, we're going to do this last one. I work on the depression. We do the depression one next week. All right, bad vaginal infections. Hello, brother Yah'ki. I went to my OBGYN due to itching, discharge, and discomfort in my vagina. My doctor indicated that I had a bacterial infection. Under the microscope, the bacterial was identified as gingivitis. And this happens a lot, y'all. That's why you have to make sure that you look, if y'all are into oral sex, before that man go down on you, make sure he have a clean, healthy mouth, and make sure he have a clean and healthy digestive system, y'all. Because if this man got bad bacteria infections and cavity on his teeth, and then you let him lick on your vagina, all these bacteriums goes inside of your vagina. You see that? Y'all see that? So she got a bacterial infection, but when the doctor looked under it under a microscope, he said, man, it looked like gingivitis. Dang. So you got a bacteria that's moving on a pastry dish like the same as a gingivitis. Then what's going on? You had to get this through oral sex. And whatever man you had licking and kissing on you down there, obviously he had gingivitis. So y'all make sure before y'all indulging in oral sex and stuff like that, make sure y'all mouths are clean. Make sure y'all mouths is all that bacteria is out of y'all mouth. You know what I'm saying? Don't have nobody going down on you that got cavities and bad teeth, because all of that is going inside of you. Period. Yeah. Straight up. So what you should do is make sure you get on my, what you gonna need, sister, get on my amino acid therapeutic package week 1 and 2. That's what I get on, the amino acid therapeutic package week 1 and 2. It actually comes with the 3 bitters, and use that bitter one of the 3 bitters. Use that bitter one to truly dush. Start dushing like twice a day with it. That bitter one. Take half of that 3 bitter, use as your teas, but the other half you're gonna use that for dushing, and that'll go away. And quit letting people lick on you. And the only person that should be doing that to you is your husband anyway. And if that is your husband, make sure he go get his mouth clean and checked. He need to get on amino acid therapeutic package too to cleanse out his whole entire system, because now he done gave you a bacteria infection that replicates of gingivitis, because he's going down on you, and all that saliva from that spit that while he's licking on you and all up in your stuff, all that's going inside of you. So boom, that's where you got that from. So it's not far-fetched. That's how you got it. You got that from somebody with a bad mouth going down on you. You too, man. You got somebody giving you oral sex, man. Make sure these women mouths are clean. You know what I'm saying? Because you can actually, hey, y'all can transfer this stuff. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave that off right there. I'm gonna answer one question, y'all. I got one question in me, and I gotta get to it. And then next week, like I told y'all, most high willing, next Tuesday when I go live, I answer some of y'all questions. Shalom, how long should the berry cleanse be to get rid of waters and help? So look, hold on, where she at? Amber Link asks a good question. She said, Shalom, King, how long should I do a berry cleanse to rid my goiter and hypothyroid? So if you're going to do it just off fruits alone, it can take over a year. That's why you need the botanicals, the herbs to come in and help the fruits cleanse and heal and revitalize and rebuild. So, I mean, it could take up to a year with just fruits alone, maybe even longer. But with them herbs, man, I mean, I can't even give it no time to be that quick. So start your diet now, and then whenever you get the money, holler at me, and we can actually work that out. We can work that out. Who else we got? here? I can answer a few more. how can I reverse a cyst in my pituitary gland? The pituitary gland and the cyst, you're gonna have to go on an all fruit diet, and you need astringent fruits. Grapes. Grapes is good for getting rid of cysts. There's no difference between a cyst, a cy, and a tumor. It's all full of lymphatic system, lymphatic fluid. So you have to pull all that mucus up out of there, and that's the only way. So you need to go on a highly astringent fruit diet, and you need to get on my astringent X tincture, and you need to be on my amino acid therapeutic package, level 1. I wouldn't even do the protocols. Level 1. Don't play around with that pituitary gland. That pituitary gland is your master gland. If that gland go down, you go down. So most definitely you need to get on that ASAP. If you don't have the money to get that, at least start off on your all diet. Get your essential granule kit, which is pretty cheap. Get on an all fruit diet and make sure that you add that astringent X tincture. That's my tumor buster. That's what I call my astringent X, because it pops tumors. It busts and shrinks a lot of tumors, y'all. So that's what I recommend you do, Crystal Owens. And start your fruit diet now. Start that fruit diet now. Start that astringent process ASAP, and that hydration process. All right, what else we got? I'm gonna do one more. What's good for detoxing a child? It depends on how old the child is, Tamika Holmes. Depends on how old the child is. All right, this is my last one. And I'm gonna jump up out of here. Where'd she go? Where'd Susie go? All right, Susie Q. I know that ain't your real name. It says, blessings to you. I will be giving birth in August. I have HSV2, and I will be working to heal of it shortly after the birth. My doctor had requested that I go on well, I mean, if you want to, because look, they're gonna have to, while you giving birth, they're gonna have to put you on this or the Xantex. You have to be on either or. That way you won't have an outbreak while you haven't given birth to the baby, because you don't want to pass that down to the baby, because when that baby head is coming through that canal, the stress hormones and the adrenochromes that your adrenal is going to be producing can actually aggravate the hemorrhoid and cause an outbreak. And a lot of times that outbreak actually get on the baby while it's coming out, and the baby can have eye problems and all of that. So, I recommend, and I know this is the first time y'all ever gonna hear me recommending any type of stuff from allopathic, but I recommend while you giving birth to be on something that's gonna keep you from having an outbreak. We're not extremists. We ain't gonna be stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then once you had a baby, I mean, I'm pretty sure the mother milk is gonna be done by then. The mother milk gonna be done. If you don't want to breastfeed, you can do the mother's milk that we making, and you can cleanse that way. All right, before having a baby, to stop outbreaks and that. Yes, I agree. Since my question is, will the medicine and the epidural slow my healing? Now, I know for a fact the epidural is gonna slow your healing, and it took me about a year to get the epidural out of somebody's spinal cord. It take a long time to cleanse out of the body. So, I mean, if I was you, I wouldn't do no epidural. I'd do a natural birth without that. They wouldn't be putting nothing in my spinal cord, but I would take that medicine to keep me from having outbreaks, though, because you don't want to get that herpes. You don't want to get that worm and that protein to your baby. All right. And so he said the epidural slow up my healing HSV significantly. The epidural will. Will it be harder for me to rid the virus? Yes, if you have them messing around with your spinal cord, because look, where do herpes? Look, question for y'all. Where do the hemorrhoid hide at inside of the body, y'all? I'm gonna ask you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, the very bottom of your spinal column.
See that? So the herpes
right
is
below where they're gonna shoot you.
Right where they're gonna put the epidural at to further destroy your nervous system anyway, is where the herpes is at anyways. In that sacral chakra, right in that sacral bone, that sacral bone, where the beginning of your spinal column started. So I would not have them mess it up even more and shoot other things up there. Now, as far as the medicine to keep you from having an outbreak, of course do that. That'd be an intellectual thing to do. But as far as them having them sticking needles and putting more poison where there's poison already yet, I wouldn't do that at all. I wouldn't. I don't recommend that. If it was me, you know, according to they legal terms, if it was me. All right, with that being said, I love y'all indeed and truth. Did y'all get all of these questions? Did y'all learn some? If y'all did, type in some 9s. I love y'all, and we're going to get up out of here. Type in some 9s if y'all got this. And we're going to keep it going. All praise. My bad for my My speech, y'all. I'm not good with the English language at all. I can speak some Hebrew real good though, but I'm not good with this language at all. You know, my oppressors didn't teach me this language very well. All praises. All right, I love y'all indeed in truth. Shalom, shalom. I'll be back at y'all next week. Yahweh Rock Zone, which means the Most High will. Peace.